Welcome, everybody, and welcome to Iron Therapy Training's podcast. Today, we are going to be discussing lack of leg strength and increased mortality rates. I am your host today. My name is Aaron Rainey. I am a National Academy of Sports Medicine certified personal trainer. I am a certified nutrition coach, a corrective exercise specialist, and a body transformation expert here in central Kansas, supporting Great Bend and surrounding areas. We have transformed hundreds of people's lives in Great Bend and surrounding areas and in multiple states, helping them get their health, life, and body back by getting a complete body transformation from Iron Therapy Training. Now, the talk today is going to be a very great talk. It's about lack of leg strength and increased mortality rates. And some of this research I've been doing here recently, I just want to share some of this information with other people due to the fact that a lot of people are unaware. They're unaware of how important the legs are and how important it is to keep them strong so they can live a long, fulfilling life and have less chance of cardiovascular disease in the future. Now, a lot of times when people are starting their health and fitness journey, they decide they want to go on a walk. They decide they're going to try to get 10,000 steps a day. They're going to start eating healthier, and they're going to start drinking more water, which is great. We need to do those things. We need to be moving. We need to be active. We need to be doing those things. But I can't stress enough how important it is to make sure that you're staying strong, resistance training, keeping the resistance on the muscles and bones so we can stay strong and live a long, fulfilling life. It's not always the longevity of life that we're always looking at either. It's the quality of the life that you're living that's so important. Now, if we're struggling with lack of strength in the legs and we're struggling with lack of bone density and becoming frail and kind of slowly deteriorating away with age, we can't fix that just by going on a walk and drinking more water. We can't fix that by taking vitamin D and calcium to build that bone density. It's going to take resistance training to put the resistance on the muscles and bones to help rebuild the bone density and muscle mass that we have atrophied. Those taking pills and vitamins and supplements and going on walks isn't going to do the trick. We got to have the resistance on the muscles and bones. Now, with the legs and the lack of leg strength, they have found in studies that the lack of knee flexion, knee extension, the quads have been having higher risks of cardiovascular disease just from that, and an increased risk of mortality just from that alone. Now, when we look at the calves, we can go down to the calves, the calf muscle on the body, on the leg. And when we find out that the calves are actually our second heart, and the calves' job is not only to help support you walk, but the calves' job is to help pump the blood back up to the upper extremities, back up to your heart, and it's to help circulate the blood back up to the heart and oxygen back up to the heart. Now, we have found out that just having tighter calf muscles, listen to this, just having tighter calf muscles can restrict the blood flow, and the calves are unable to do their job properly by pumping the blood back up to the heart. Remember, the calves are known for the second heart. They're considered the second heart. Look it up, research it, look into it a little more. But we need to keep them calves strong. We need to probably do some calf raises to keep them calves strong. But that's not the only thing. We need to make sure that we're foam rolling and stretching the calves and keeping them flexible enough so they don't get too tight and restrict the blood flow. So people with just having tighter calves can be seen with more fluid retention in their ankles and feet alone, just from tight calves. Now, we're not talking about them being weak yet. That's just from having tight calves. But a lot of times that tightness is associated with weakness as well. So some muscles are tightening up because other muscles are weak. And the muscles that are tightening up are usually is what we call overactive muscles, and they're doing their job more than what they should be, and it'll cause muscles to get tight generally. So the trick there is we want to foam roll those muscles that are tight in the calves and stretch them, get them working more properly where the calves can contract and pump the blood back up to the heart. So walking will do that a little bit. Walking, when you get the dorsiflexion, plantar flexion of the ankle is going to help a little bit. But I think if we could keep them calves strong by doing some resistance exercises on them calves and keeping them mobile and working properly would really do the trick a lot better. It would really help support the body and the blood flow a lot better if we could continue doing that. So the importance of having that leg strength is just insane. It's insane how not having that leg strength or having those quads working properly, how much trouble it actually causes to the human body. So that's when we just kind of deteriorate away and slowly fall apart when we lose this leg strength. Now, this is so important for me to be telling people because we have an in-body scale here at Iron Therapy Training that we put our clients on. And this in-body scale is a $10,000 medical grade scale that is put up to the gold standard, which is the next thing to the DEXA scan. So it's really accurate. It gives us some really accurate measurements. It's really scanning your body and looking for these problems and issues so we can help out more. But with all the clients that come with us, 90 to 95% of them, I would say, have extremely lack of muscle and strength in their legs on the scan. And it's really important to work on this when you're younger for this prevention so we don't have to play catch up when we're older. Now, as we lose this leg strength, we're also going to be losing our balance. And we're going to be unable to walk around and do the things that we want to do when we get older without having trouble falling. And when we get to that age where we start struggling with balance and falls and things like that, we usually tend to fall down and get hurt. And when that happens, that can increase someone's chance of dying even younger, quicker from getting hurt at an older age like that and going through those surgeries and the pains and sitting around trying to recover can make things even worse quicker, faster. So that's why it's so important to make sure that we're working on our leg strength and the strength of our legs as well. It's not just all about the upper body. I mean, it's not just about walking all the time. Walking won't do the trick. We need to do some squats, some maybe some wall sits. Do some lunges. If you can't do squats, try doing some box squats. Sit down on a chair, stand back up. Sit down on that chair again, stand back up. Build some strength back in them legs. They did a study of people's balance. They did a study of people's balance at Jefferson Health. And they found out that people who are at an older age who can't stand on one foot for 10 seconds are twice as likely to die within the next 10 years. just from not being able to stand on one foot for 10 seconds. So that's going to show you how important it is to have that lower body strength that I'm talking about and this muscle. Now, people's bone density is going quicker and quicker from the lack of muscle as well. And the only way to increase that bone density and muscle mass is to do resistance training. That's the only way to increase bone density and muscle mass. Cardio will not do it. You have to have resistance on the muscles and bones to rebuild them. Vitamin D and calcium won't do it. You need to have resistance with that. That's not enough alone. Drinking more water and eating healthier will not do it. You have to make sure you're doing that resistance training to fix that. That's the only way. So make sure that you guys are doing this resistance training on the legs as well. And just how I explained everything about how important the calves are in your body is just insane to me. It's insane. I never knew before doing all this research. I never ever knew or even thought that the calves had anything to do with blood flow in your body and they were considered the second heart. I never would have guessed that. I thought they were just for walking around, moving, doing your normal tasks. Never would have thought anything about them being the main reason to pump the blood back up to the heart, blood and oxygen. Well, thank you guys for listening to this podcast today. Again, my name is Aaron Rainey. I'm here with Iron Therapy Training. I'm a body transformation expert here in Great Bend, serving Great Bend and surrounding areas. I am located in central Kansas. I have transformed many people's lives and look to doing many, many more in the future. And these podcasts are going to be for helping people to teach them, educate them so they can start doing something and prevent serious injuries and problems in the future. We'll see you guys soon. Thanks again.